What's going on, YouTube? Bad influence out here. Today I'm gonna be working on fender flares for my girl Tiki La for her Jeep. They have been on there for a little while, and living in Florida, the salt in the air got to them and started flaking the paint or the cheap powder coating that was on them. They're the knockoff version of the Smittybilt narrow fenders. So yesterday I started on them. I didn't really feel like recording or anything, but I figured today I'll make a video doing the rest of it. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I'll bring y'all along. I'm gonna get y'all set up over here on the stand while I'm working. I'll probably do the time lapse while I'm doing the sanding portion, mainly just to get the sound out of it, because nobody really wants to hear that. And then I'll get them, once I get the last one finished sanded, I'll get it hung up. That way I can start getting them prepped for painting. So stick around. Let's see how this process goes. All right, y'all, so got the last one all sanded up. Now I'm gonna take them over. I got this old swing set in my backyard that it's kind of falling apart, not safe for the kids to play on, so I don't really have a need for it. But I'm gonna use that as my hanging paint area today. So I'm gonna get y'all set up over there and get what I need so I can get these hung up on there. All right, so got everything hung up over here. Just using some paracord to hang it from the swing set over here. That way nothing's really in the way. It's not gonna cause any issues whenever I'm painting and stuff. So I'm gonna go in and get the rust converter stuff and get that applied. That way here in about, I think 20 or 30 minutes, I think is all it takes to dry, I can get out here and start doing some primer on these. All right, so this is what I was talking about. It's a Rust Converter Ultra. I got it off of Amazon. It's a really great product. If you have any rust areas, like underneath your Jeep on the frame or anything like that, or just any rust on stuff in general, this stuff will take that rust and make it to where it's a paintable surface, and it prevents the rust from coming back in those areas. All right, y'all, got the rust converter all the way applied to all four of them. So gonna take a little bit of time and let that dry for a little while. Like I said, roughly about 30 minutes is what it takes to get it fully dry. That way I can come back out and start putting some paint on it. So I'm gonna come back on once I get that dried up, and then we'll start putting some primer down. All right, y'all, I just want to bring y'all out here and let y'all kind of see how this stuff is going. Still not completely dry yet, but you can see how it starts changing the colors, goes to like a purplish color. And then the rest of the fender, after it gets dry, will be black. That way it's paintable surfaces, like I was saying before. So not too much longer, and these should be ready to go for throwing some primer on them. About to do the first coat of primer. That wasn't supposed to happen. All right, so first coat of primer is on. I'll give that a little while to dry before I go through and do a second coat, and then we'll see from there if I want to do a third or if I'm ready to go ahead and start doing the paint. Yeah, they look like they're almost dry. Yeah, they're almost dry, so I'll come back here in just a little bit and do another coat of primer on it. That way we can keep moving forward. Got a couple coats of primer on the fender flares here, so everything's dried up on them. So now it's time to go ahead and do the final paint. Gonna be this textured black from Krylon Fusion. Supposed to be pretty good. Not supposed to flake off or anything. I also got some satin finish clear coat to go over them after I'm done completely, to help try to seal in and protect them a little bit longer than they lasted this time. So yeah, I'm gonna get going on painting them black. All right, so got the first coat of the textured black on there. Looking pretty decent so far. Come back to them whenever they dry, so I can do another coat on them. All right, y'all, so I'm basically done with the fenders. Got them all painted. Got 2 coats of matte finish clear coat on them, so they'll be protected a little bit better. They didn't turn out exactly how I wanted them to. They're not as for one, the black textured paint isn't really textured at all, so that's kind of a letdown. Kind of upset about that, because it would have helped cover up some of the blemishes on the fenders themselves from the sanding process that didn't get completely smooth. But overall, they definitely look better than what they did, because they had the powder coat paint, whatever was on there from the manufacturer, that stuff was flaking off really bad, and it had some pretty big rust spots on it. So Now they're at least all black. No more rust, and shouldn't have any more rust on these. I definitely got some good coverage. 2 coats of primer, 3 coats of the black paint, and 2 coats of the matte clear coat. So like I said, they don't look as good as I wanted them to. You can see the defects in it a little bit from the sanding process, but at least there's no more rust on them. I'll probably end up coming back with something else to help try to smooth them out a little bit more, but just letting them finish dry now. That way they're ready to go back on her Jeep. I got that stuff wrapped up. I'm not gonna bother putting the reinstall video, or I'm not gonna record the reinstall stuff for the fenders. Most of y'all out there, if you have Jeeps, y'all know these fenders pretty well. They're pretty simple. They just have the bolts with riv nuts. The riv nuts are already in the Jeep because they've been on there for about 2 years already. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. A little bit more of a, not necessarily how to, but DIY, getting all the stuff done for the Jeeps. Still prepping for Jeep Beach, down to two months-ish left. So trying to push hard. Over this past year, I've been slowly getting everything done, here and there. Now I'm down to doing more of the details and like small stuff, like getting a different bar system mount for the pods, and getting her fenders done and stuff like that. So the more I do with stuff like this, I'll bring y'all along, and hopefully y'all enjoy it all. But until next time, Bad Influence out.